lifting operations are potentially very hazardous. Care needs to be taken throughout the lifting operations procedure. Lifting operations carried out within the Clancy Group must follow the guidelines as set down in the Clancy Group Safety Standards Manual. This short video intends to give you an introduction to the following: the regulations that govern lifting operations, receiving the appliance on site and what checks to carry out before use, sighting the equipment to ensure safe operation, load handling and the importance of good banksmanship, lifting accessories, and maintenance and inspection. The safe lifting procedures within the Clancy Group are based on the Lifting Operations and Lifting Equipment Regulations, ROLA 1998, and incorporated guidance from the Clancy Group Plant Register, which is within the Safety Standards Manual. The regulations cover all lifting operations that are carried out by the Clancy Group. This includes work carried out using a forklift, as well as major lifts by a large mobile crane. Under the regulations, all lifting operations must be properly planned, appropriately supervised, and carried out in a safe manner. All operators and banksmen involved in lifting operations on Clancy Group contracts must be 21 years of age or over and hold an appropriate CTA card or Clancy Group certificate. The selection of the right lifting appliance for the lift to be carried out is essential. It is important to know the weight of the load, the operating radius and lift height required. If the appliance is to be used to lift persons and is not specifically designed to do so, then it should only be used when it is not practicable to gain access by a less hazardous method. Appropriate additional safety equipment must be in place. When you receive a lifting appliance on site and before it becomes operational, the following checks must be carried out. The appliance must have a report of thorough examination detailing the safe working load. The document is valid for 12 months. The exceptions to this rule are forklifts, vehicle lifts, and appliances used to lift persons, which are examined every 6 months. When required, as detailed on the report of thorough examination, a test certificate must be made available. A record of weekly inspections carried out by the operator must also be made available. For the Clancy Group, this is made on form SMS 0021. Always check that the equipment is suitable for the tasks to be carried out. The safe working load, as detailed on the report of thorough examination, must be clearly marked. For equipment with a variable lifting radius, the safe working load for each configuration must be displayed. For lifting appliances with a variable lifting radius and safe working load, if there's a chance that the machine might be overloaded, then equipment, such as a rated capacity indicator, must be fitted. If fitted, it must be maintained in good order and used. Excavators, even though they are widely used on sites, must be regarded as high-risk equipment. Extreme care must be taken when working in the vicinity of these machines. Excavators can lift and move the load in a variety of directions. The position of the equipment on site in relationship to the work to be done is very important. Local hazards must be identified and control measures put in place. In particular, there should be a minimum clearance of 600 millimeters between any slewing parts of a crane and fixed installation to prevent people being trapped or injured. If this is not possible, then access to these points must be blocked off. The foundation for the crane is important and should comply with the equipment specifications. make sure there are no overhead power lines within the area of operation. Access to the working area during lifting operations is restricted to those involved with the work in hand. Any safeguards identified within the risk assessment, such as signs and barriers, must be put in place before work begins. Loads are only able to be moved when the banksman can see both the load and be in contact with the lifting appliance operator. The load should be lifted a short way at first, to enable the slinging of the load to be checked. Loads are to be lifted gently with no snatching. They are not to be pulled or dragged and must not pass over the heads of persons. Loads are never to be suspended with the lifting appliance unmanned. If at all possible, the banksman should face the appliance operator. The banksman's signals must be precise. Loads are not to be lifted until directed by the banksman, to avoid fingers being trapped between the load and the slings. Where necessary, large objects or objects with a large surface are to have a tail rope to assist with the control of the load. Lifting accessories used to be called lifting gear. Lifting accessories include web, wire rope or chain slings, shackles, rope, eye bolt, lifting frame, and safety harness. Lifting accessories must never be used for dragging or towing plant or equipment. All lifting accessories must have an identity number and safe working load clearly marked. All Clancy Group chain slings must be fitted with hooks with integral safety catches. If the safety catch isn't working, then the sling must not be used. The safe working load, marked on a multi-leg sling, also gives the maximum angle for that load. Should the angle between the sling legs be exceeded, then the safe working load of the sling will be reduced. The safe working load must never be exceeded. Maintenance and inspection play a crucial part in keeping lifting operations safe. Regular maintenance and servicing must be carried out by a competent person. As stated earlier, lifting appliances must be inspected every week by the operator, and records made of the findings on the weekly inspection form. Any defects must be reported to Clancy Plant Hire workshops. Maintenance records are kept by Clancy Plant Hire. All lifting accessories are thoroughly examined by a competent person every 6 months, and a report of the examination must be kept. They are also to be inspected weekly and visually inspected prior to use by the user. If you're in any doubt as to the accessory's condition and integrity, do not use it. The Clancy Group Guide to Safe Lifting Operations has been developed to establish a way of working that helps keep you, your workmates, and the public safe. It's everyone's responsibility within the Clancy Group to make sure the guidelines are followed. It's up to all of us to put them into practice.